we'll go with it. Okay, so I'll move that later. So here we go, triangle XYZ. So maybe just pay attention to how I set it up, not so much like I did this already. I don't need to worry about it. I'll give it another take. Okay, so XYZ, you've got your information. You realize, right, that you've got a pair and one more side. So this is definitely side SSA. Okay, solve for side X. Now, there will be a section on the test where it's just asking you exclusively how many solutions are there. That's it. It shouldn't take you longer than a minute. This one is finding how many solutions and solving itself. So this one takes a little longer. So here we go. You set it up like this. I would like to see a diagram as part of your solution. You make sure that Y goes over here. You force that angle to be there. And 8 centimeters is going to be across. Z, you're going to force Z to be here because you want that side to be there. So you call this rod and string, go RS or something. You can call it XY if you want, I don't care. Then you look at the numbers. You're like side is shorter than the rod, which means I need to find the height. So that's 12 times sine of 35. That is 6.88 centimeters. Then you say string is definitely longer than the height, and that indicates that there are two solutions, two triangles. So for side X, there's going to be two answers at the end of the day. So you got to understand that this thing, we know now it makes contact with the ground in two places, right? That's where the two solutions come in, right? It makes contact there. The first one I would like you to solve is this one, and the reason being, let's set it up first and then I will show you why. This is X up here, 35, so these do not change. Okay, the location of the two sides and the angle given, that doesn't change. But I would like you to have a sub 1 for the first triangle. And then we're going to have our second one that looks like this on the side here. Y, this is Z2, X2, which means this is side X2. The 35 changes, 35 stays, 12 and 8 will also stay. So that's important. Why would I ask you to start with this one? Because automatically sine, which one does sine give you? What angle does it give you? The acute angle by default. So you won't get that wrong, because sometimes when students start with this one, they miss the fact that this is supposed to be an obtuse angle right there. So I'll just go sine of 35 over 8, and this is sine of a Z1 over 12. I want you to show me the work, right? So don't skip that. 12 times sine of 35 over 8. Let's figure out what that is. My key is buried somewhere in my stash of notes, so I'm just going freestyle here. 0.86 something. So Z1, angle Z1 is sine inverse of that. So that's 59.36 degrees. Are we doing okay? Those that did the homework, it matches? Okay, good. And so X1, you got to be careful. X1 is 180 minus the 35 minus the one you just found. $85.64. Okay, that's also important. Maybe I'll park it there. I'll show you now to make this faster and streamline it. I stop now. I have all angles, right? I'm going to take this one with me. So to find angle Z2, you go 180 minus Z1. That's basically what you're going to do. So you take this one over, and I will put an arrow down in a bit. So 180 minus 36, sorry. So I'll say, I'll use a red pen. It sticks out more. And that is 120/64. Also important. And that, now I have this obtuse angle, I can find x2, 180 minus 35 minus 120/64. 24/36. Why do I do it this way? Because I like to use the cosine law here. And this is why. So watch, I'm going to use these angles here. So to solve for side 1, right, you need to square it, and it's 12 squared plus 8 squared minus 2 times 12 times 8 times cosine of 85/64. What's this side going to look like? X2 squared. It's exactly the same at first. It's identical, except for this is going to have cosine of. Here I used x1. I'm going to use x2, 24/36 here. Okay, I'm using this angle there, and I'm using that angle there. But you can use sine law. I don't care. Like, you do whatever you need to do. Okay, x1 is root, x2 is root of whatever you get there. And this is the beauty of using cosine law. It's just a bunch of copying and pasting. So I go 12 squared plus 8 squared minus 2 times 12 times 8 times cosine of 85/64. I hit enter. That's 193. 403 something. Take the root of that. That's 13.91. Hey, it actually matches my answer. That's always a good sign. And watch what I do now. I actually copy paste this entire expression, and I just go to the angle and change that to 24/36. Okay. And so that gives me 33.09 something. So x2 is just taking the root of that. Don't forget to take the root if you're using cosine law. And there are your 2. So you have to know, though, at the very end, if you want to get full marks, side x is 5.75 centimeters or 13.91 centimeters. That is actually what you've just said. Like, it could be either or. You weren't specific enough, question. So I had to do all this work to tell you that it could be either or based on how you described it. Okay? Right? I'm going to stop this here.